check me out. No battery. 110-pound bike with a measly little 8-speed shifter. No leg extension. Up a little bit of a hill. It's painful. So yeah, if you don't charge it, what you think is the battery, what you think is gonna make it to the end of the line, think again, because you'll be doing this. And even if you're only 1 mile away, Jesus Christ. So big up on a mid-drive bicycle for being able to pedal like a, well, I shouldn't say mid-drive bike, I should say bicycle shaped e-bike instead of moped shaped e-bike like this fat ass thing. But yeah, I digress. To prepare against flats on these type of bikes, because unfortunately you've got such a wide tire that it can pick up a lot of debris, and you can see that removing the wheel is going to be quite difficult with disconnecting. You're going to have to deal with the disc brakes, the power cable, the gears, and these huge bolts. So that's going to be a pain. So one of the first things you should do is get some of this awesome stuff here. This is locally sourced flat protection. Stuff this in there. And typically I'm not a fan of any type of slime stuff in your tire, but in this case it's the only option, and it's really the best way to go. Major modification number 2, cockpit. Why? Well, I mean, I'm sure you've seen the really funky, super tall riser bars, 8 bars that come on this bike, and it just looks kind of funny. So if you're a smaller guy like me, you can get away with shortening the front end of the bike with one of these pit bike bars, 22.2, kind of like a pro taper style dirt bike bar. Looks pretty good on here, I think. You'll need a type of BMX stem to do that. And I've also repositioned the USB charger on the side here, as well as the display is here in the center instead. And I got my phone mount here. I can turn it sideways like this, have my phone in here as well, although I don't typically do that. But yeah, check it out, looks pretty sweet. Stay tuned for the rest of the modifications. We're talking brakes and gears. So don't ever off-road with this thing, it's terrible. Whoa. Oh, fucking rocks. Final upgrades for the e-bike: drivetrain and brake upgrade. TRP 203s, 46 tooth narrow wide chainring, and the S-Ride drivetrain system, 11-speed shifter, derailleur, cassette. Not too big of a cassette because it's a small wheel, so we don't need to go so big. But this is going to make the bike so much more awesome. Still thinking about clear versus black pedals. What do you think? Got the wheel out, cassette, and rotor time. Tiny little 180, little 8-speed cassette. It's actually got a decent 3-hub body, not too cheap. So this is the 11-speed that's gonna pop right in there. Huge problem with this retro blade motor. You're gonna have to cut off these flanges. You see that? I'm already cutting into them so that actual bigger rotors can fit like these. They're not gonna fit unless you do all this fucking grinding, unfortunately, but we'll see. After some serious grinding, you can try and fit on a higher quality rotor. We're going up 180 in the rear, so we need to also go up on the adapter from 20 millimeter for 160 to 40 millimeter for 180. Now we're talking 180. So we went up to 180, not 203 in the rear. Doesn't fit. So maximum 180. Front, we should be able to go. Here's the 11-speed cassette with the 11-speed derailleur. You're gonna need to put two 11-speed chains together in order to get it to run all the way up here. And then the shifter itself, you're gonna have to shave down the small paddle here in order to allow it to shift. So now we can finally have shifting on the right hand side, which is where it belongs. It looks so much cleaner like that. And on this side, you'll have to get a lock-on grip that matches the original lock-on grip, which is this one here. You can see I sell these. That way you can remove that and still have your lock-on grip. So pretty sweet. And you'll get an extra grip because the left side is just like the right side. So when it wears out, you have a new set of grips there. So we've just got to connect we're gonna reuse the derailleur housing and cut it a little shorter back here. We don't need this huge loop, which is another advantage. It's gonna connect direct right here, so it'll be a much smaller loop, which will look cleaner. So yeah, we're almost there. Here she is, complete. 203 rotor in the front. Lots of braking leverage. Cockpit, throttle, shift, and all of it is closer to the bar, so it's easier. As well as the left side, because there's no longer a twisty shifter here. This is a shorter grip, and this whole cockpit assembly is now closer as well. So your turn signals, horn, and headlight are easier to access now. So that's really good. Drivetrain, more clearance here now, so you can go over bigger obstacles. Crank is a little bit longer by 5 millimeters, and that's good because it'll make the bike easier to pedal if you run out of juice. 11-speed S-Ride drivetrain with a clutch is going to ensure that there's no bouncy chain. Instead of a 160 here, we got a 180. That's as much as we could fit back here, but it looks great. Overall, the bike looks pretty good, I think. It's a beautiful day today. Check it out. Trying to do a range test on this bad boy. Charged it all night. It's at 58 volts. Battery pack is full. Maybe we'll do a range test. We're gonna ride all the way to Linwood from Lawndale. That's roughly 10 miles or so. So a 20-mile round trip. Can it do it? Let's see. They advertise 60. We're here.